What's up, Taiwan? I'm Eric Gao, bringing you the news this afternoon. A top executive from TSMC says its core technologies will stay in Taiwan, even as it pumps more money into its U.S. operations. Aichi reports.
TSMC is stressing that it will keep its most advanced chip-making technology in Taiwan. That's after it announced another $100 billion of investments in the U.S. The company's chief financial officer, Wendell Huang, says the tech will stay here because TSMC needs close integration between its research and production and to take full advantage of the country's limited resources.
But land is a scarce resource in Taiwan. Therefore, whenever there are available lands, we will use it to the most leading-edge technologies. And that's one of the reasons why the most leading-edge technology will stay in Taiwan.
Huang was speaking with Reuters, sharing the reasons behind TSMC's latest expansion plan. It will increase its Arizona fabrication facilities to 12 alongside an R&D center in order to meet strong multi-year customer demand it is seeing from customers. But despite all the resources the company has already poured into the state, it's still facing challenges.
There are physical constraints. The number of construction workers available, the infrastructures available, those parts will, some of that will depend on, will work closely with the government to solve these issues.
With the latest announcement, TSMC's total investments in the U.S. stands at $265 billion. While some investors are growing wary of the company's massive spending and the sustainability of the AI boom, TSMC is confident about long-term AI chip demand. It's betting big, looking to maintain its place as the world's top chip maker. Firmly rooted in Taiwan. Joseph Wu, NIT in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's stock market fluctuated throughout Monday, following its largest ever single-day drop last Friday. Taiwan's benchmark index, the Taiex, closed down 0.5%. It lost momentum in early trading after opening more than 100 points up from Friday's close. Analysts say investors are reacting to higher oil prices driven by the Iran conflict and concerns about AI evaluations following breakthroughs announced by a Chinese AI firm. Japan's Nikkei is closed on Monday for a public holiday, while South Korea's Kospi fell more than 4% amid tighter borrowing rules. The country's first heat-related medical insurance plan is taking effect in the southern city of Tainan. It comes as the Environment and Health Ministries continue to build a network of heat protection resources for people aged 65 or older who live alone.
其实年长者他的这个对温度的知觉没有像我们一般人那么高，年长者也觉得要省钱，连冷气不吹，电风扇也不开，然后就觉得自己应付得了。
The plan is fully funded by a private insurance company, covering 32,000 people on Tainan's medium or low-income care list. The policy provides up to $300 in coverage for heat-related medical bills. Authorities and researchers have also trained an AI bot to predict high temperatures in their homes. Combined with the Environment Ministry's Cool Map platform, the AI bot can alert social workers and help guide people to cool places, especially in rural areas.
便利商店就算在偏乡，它应该还是也是很普及的一个状，至少会有1间2间。所以便利商店对于独居老人的降温是非常重要，而独居老人他不会走到便利商店，一般还没买东西，所以我们透过他加入 Cool Map， 我们希望他能够这些志工能够鼓励独居老人真的很热的时候，就真的要寻求一个有冷气的这个降温点，像便利商店。
Authorities say they will test this insurance plan in Tainan for a year before expanding it to other major cities and counties. Construction workers are another priority for heat protection. That's as part of the world's swelters in recurring heat waves. Yunlin brings us this report from Taoyuan.
我看你脸色发白，流很多汗，然后你全身无力，可能是热衰竭的情形。
An emergency team practices checking on road workers in a medical emergency. This is an annual drill for heat injuries on construction sites, where tens of thousands of workers toil under the sun for long hours. This year, Labor Minister Hong Shenghan put on gloves and a helmet to experience it for himself and promised to improve their working conditions.
我现在身上穿这样的风扇衣，未来能够更加的普遍，然后能够让劳工朋友都能够变成是一个必备的、基本的高温热危害工作的防护具。
To prevent heat-related medical emergencies, new cooling equipment has been introduced to high-temperature workplaces, including helmets and vests with built-in fans.
It's hot, about 34 degrees Celsius at this construction site, but this vest could provide a solution. Once I put it on and turn on the built-in fans, air flows around my body and I instantly feel much cooler.
One distributor of the cooling vest said it comes with a special design.
它主要的第一个，它有一个遮热的装置，它这是镀钛的，然后它在太阳下。大概可以有10度的温差。它主要的降温原理是把我们体表上面的水分然后透过风把它带走，然后顺便那个水变成水蒸气会吸热，这样子，那会降低热危害，还有热中暑。
Besides wearable cooling gear, firms have also rolled out a weather monitoring system powered by AI.
那我们会透过温度、湿度的感测器侦测到之后，我们会去显示我们的热危害指数，让我们的施工人员在远方就可以看到现在的工地的热危害等级，以及说重要的热危害3级以上，它会做广播的提醒。那广播内容除了中文，我们还可以符合现场的移工背景，越南文、印尼文、泰文、台语都可以。
The Labor Ministry says it is doubling down on assessments of protective measures at construction sites across the country.
那我们去年专案检查规划了230场次那实际上我们劳检绝对会超过这个场次我们去年做到277场次查核辅导改善的这个细致，我们会从这个去年的这个1500场次，我们今年提升到3000场次，现场看到缺失，马上请他改善，然后把改善的情形上传到我们的系统。
The ministry says while it expands inspection for heat protection at work, it says combating scorching temperatures in the country will require all hands on deck as the world enters a potentially hotter future. Joseph Wu and Yunlin in Taoyuan for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwanese-American basketball prospect Adam Hinton has officially begun his professional career here in Taiwan, signing with the Kaohsiung Aquas. Our reporter Sandy Shi sat down with the rising star to discuss his decision to play in Taiwan and his goals for the future.
Now in Taiwan, it's a new chapter in your life. So what made you decide to start playing professionally here in Taiwan then?
That would be just the Aquas. I mean, they made me so confident in wanting to return, but aside from the Aquas, I would just say the fans. They've been so supportive in Jones Cup, Asia Cup, and I could not thank them more for their support. Like, I just feel like there's so much great energy. Like, when I stepped on the court, even when I was watching the TPBL playoff games, I mean, just absolutely electric. And it's hard not to have a ton of adrenaline from it, like just ready to go and wanting to perform in front of everybody. And also they're just very personable. Just getting to meet some fans, it's hard not to want to give back to them.
So can you tell me more about you playing basketball? What's your style? Tell us more about it, because some people can be more aggressive, some people communicate more. What about you?
I'm definitely working on being more communicative, and also I'll definitely learn some Chinese phrases so I can just communicate with my teammates a little better. But I would also say I'm just a very high energy player, and I'm always just looking to make the smart play.
Throughout your years playing the sport, has there ever been this time when you're like, oh my gosh, I'm done. I really want to give up because like things aren't just working out for me? Have you had those moments?
I would say there's definitely times where basketball can be frustrating, but I think I've always just been a very resilient person, just thanks to my parents, and they've really helped me get through those valleys, and I feel like they just listen to me. Just taking time to listen to me and reassure me. They're very good at just reading my mood and what I want to do, what I don't, and they know my goals. So even if I may not want to in the moment, they know it is what I want long term, and they just try to support as much as they can.
So usually when I talk to athletes, I always ask them, like, having the sport part of your life, doing it like all the time, what has the sport taught you?
I would say the sport has taught me to be resilient, but it's also taught me how to be hardworking, but on the flip side, it's also taught me that sometimes rest is needed. And it's also taught me to just always focus on having fun. You know, you're gonna burn out eventually if you're not having fun. So to find joy and to love what you do for a living is an absolute blessing.
That was Taiwanese-American basketball prospect Adam Hinton. Team Taiwan has placed third on the medal table at this year's International Chemistry Olympiad, winning 3 golds and 1 silver. The competition, held in Uzbekistan this year, pits teams of students from around the world against each other in a series of practical and theoretical challenges. Team Taiwan's 4-member squad will all receive scholarships from the Education Ministry, plus recommendations to university once they leave high school. Pickling is a big deal in a small town in the central county of Yunlin, but the locals pickle so much that they've run into a briny problem. Years of dumping have wreaked havoc on the soil and water. But thanks to one scientist in training, brine has a new positive use in a totally unrelated field. John Van Trieste reports.
All over Dapi Township in rural central Taiwan, the sharp smell of brine and fermentation wafts through the air. People here still pickle mustard greens the old-fashioned way. While they have some mechanical help, it's still mostly gloved hands and pitchforks and deep fermenting pits. It's a living tradition, a bit of Taiwan's history in the present. But it's also an environmental menace that's begun to take a toll on this community.
酸菜水跟菜渣它本身浓度很高，盐的浓度很高，会渗透到我们的土地里面，那对我们大皮乡的土地其实是一个很严重的伤害。
For a farming town that prides itself on its fertile lands, that's terrible news. Worse yet, the brine is ruining water quality. Farmers have to drill deeper and deeper to hit fresh water as the upper layers of the water table turn salty. The result? The ground is caving in. What to do with leftover brine is a tough question. It's now classified as waste, so can't be dumped. But a brine holding tank facility built in 2002 is almost full, and proper disposal is expensive, at around $100 per ton, which adds up fast given how much brine they produce here. But ecological disaster looks like it's been averted, thanks to one budding scientist at National Taiwan University. He Shengwei is a PhD candidate focused on aquaculture. Through lab work, he discovered that while brine is bad for soil, in the right place, it can work wonders.
在这个所谓的酸菜水里面，因为不同的水体的藻会自然去增长，这个水体里面的藻是哪一些藻变多了，然后这些藻是不是对文蛤有帮助？
The word from clam farmers, a resounding yes. Many are still using fish-based fertilizer to create the algae the clams eat in their pools. But fish meal has to be fermented first. Pickle brine is already fermented and ready to use. It also costs half as much as fish meal. Plus, the brine seems to make clams more resilient to climate-related stress while jump-starting their growth.
如果使用传统养殖方法，大概需要10到12个月才可以达到收成的标准。那现在我们改用这个酸菜水的方式进行喂养的时候，大概缩短到6到8个月就可以收成了。重量方面，它也有很大的差异，不论是在那个表壳的光滑程度，或者是肉的肥满程度，都比原本的鱼粉饲养方法好非常多。
The fact that brine is still legally classified as waste is a hurdle to wider adoption beyond this early experimental phase. But Dapi Township may now have a way to keep making its pickled greens while putting its brine to good use. Alex Chen and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
And thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Follow us on social media to get updates from us in your feed. Finally, we leave you with images of Spain celebrating its World Cup victory. I'm Eric Al. See you back here this evening.
For more stories from Taiwan and Geneva, download the TaiwanPlus app or follow us on social media.